Nuclear missile ready. Nuclear missile ready.
welcome back to Alpha X. And this is the Semi-Pro Division Alpha Team League Week 4, probably, maybe Week 5. I haven't been paying attention very carefully. In any case, we're gonna start things off on Winter's Gate, my favorite map, as you all know from last season. And, it's a ZVZ, so, no, racial advantage, per se. But, we'll see what happens. Alrighty, let's get into it, shall we? It's week 4 plus or minus 1. Okay. Oh goody, this is gonna be a fun one to try and pronounce. I don't know. I want to say that TSØP has played all of our divisions at some point recent, but anyway. Spawning in the upper left as the red Zerg for TSØP, it is... Hey! Ah, there we go. Pito. Uh-oh. Oh no! Press F to pay respects. Streamer down. Anyhow, it looks like one of the casters, that might be the main stream too for the Chilean team, has lost their player, their streamer. Okay. Anyway, it's Pituco CDMX. And in the bottom right has the purple Zerg. It is Lingboy for Alpha X Spiders. Okay, I believe this was a 12-11 from our red player. 12 gas, 11 pool. I wasn't paying the sharpest attention as we had the server thing, the streamer crashing. So let's take a look at this from Lingboy's perspective. When does he notice? Okay, he sees the overlords, he sees... Petugo is taking the long way around with his lings, so there's nothing abnormal yet. His hatch has completed. Right now, he should have some alarms going off as... Oh, well, yeah, that'll do it. Lings attacking you, that'll definitely cause an alarm. I was gonna say, he's not gonna see the creep, but the lings are already here before that's even relevant. He's gonna pull a healthy number of drones, not all, but many. And then he's going to try and save this hatch with his own lings coming out of the spawning pool at the same time. I believe speed will be done for Petugo in a moment. And then he will have more mobility than Lingboy. And there's the speed. So now he can get the surround on the lings of Lingboy, but actually Lingboy has the queen support and enough lings to stem the tide for now. He's gonna get his own Baneling Nest. I don't know if that's gonna be... well, you know, he's just been holding down the Z key, and he has enough lings, even though he has very few of them. Oh, this is unfortunate, not having the queens on the ramp to block the lings from running into the main. He's gonna lose a couple more drones, but all in all, he still has a sharp worker advantage, being up 5 drones. So, Petugo has not found the openings he wanted. There's a sharp Ling advantage going to Lingboy. The Ling speed advantage is now equalized. So the Baneling Nest is going to come into play in a moment, and there's going to be a huge counterattack potential for Lingboy as he starts to move half of his lings across the map while the other half are still chasing this army. Baneling Nest has completed as expected, and there are a couple lings here. I don't think that's going to help right now. Banelings are morphing in the inhibitor zone, maybe in a curious location to do that. They were spotted by these 2 lings coming in. The queens are on the ramp. I'd like to see Lingboy use these Banelings to zone out. Oh, well, there are Banelings there. Okay, I see. Okay, well, you have so much stuff. I guess this is okay. Okay, well, he clears both of the queens. His Banelings get a lot of the lings already. He kills the spine. I think, though, that the army advantage goes back to Petugo, at least here. Behind all of this, Lingboy has droned, so he is going to maintain a 3 drone advantage. And I think he's gonna go back into lings, so he wants to push his advantage further and prevent his opponent from being able to catch up in those drones. He's just adding a couple of drones here and there. Baneling's morphing on the ramp! Okay. Okay. That. Yeah! Inhibitor zone. Okay. Ah, Lingboy defends. Oh man. What a crazy start to this series. I mean, Winter's Gate has always called for some memes. I don't think that is the meme to bring to Winter's Gate, and it is a mirror matchup, so it's not as necessary, but okay. It is what it is. Game 2 will be on the way shortly, I think. Should be a PvP up next, unless they changed something. Anyhow, that was game 1. We should have another mirror matchup on the way shortly, but I think they may be looking for their player. I'm not certain. In any case, we should have the invite shortly, and I assume that they'll be okay to start things off soon. Wings running in. Yep. Lingbane wars are always very exciting. There's a lot of little micro that you see. It's like I don't know. You really get to get a feel for how much Zerg can be like ants. Just run here and run there, run here and run there. Okay, there's the next map. Excellent. Cool. Okay, Cuddle Bear is playing Protoss. I believe they are also sending out a Protoss. Yes, there it is, Jomare. Did I not? Okay. Okay. Looks like players are ready. They need to select their race, or, well, Cuddle Bear needs to select his race. I think he's probably too good as Terran to play here as his main race, so I believe he is off racing in order to play here. I think. At least that's what the website said. Okay, there we go. Race has been selected. We are rolling in. I've seen a fair amount of Cuddle Bear when he is playing Terran. I have seen exactly one game or 2 games of Cuddle Bear playing Protoss. I don't feel like the 2 games I've seen of Cuddle Bear playing Protoss is going to be very indicative of how he will play this match. I'll introduce the players, and then I can go over that a little bit. Alright, spawning in the bottom right has the blue Protoss for TSØP. It is Jomir. And in the upper left as the red Protoss for Alpha X Spiders, it is Cuddle Bear. Okay, so the first game I saw Cuddle Bear play Protoss, he did a Max Pax first 2 pylons before anything, and then he went into a forge and a gateway in order to cannon rush his opponent. The second time I saw Cuddle Bear play Protoss, he was playing Printf, and Printf cannon rushed him. So, to that extent, I will say that Jomir, it's to his benefit that he is getting a gateway instead of a forge. I think that would not have been smart on this map against Cuddle Bear. Like, that combination is just not a good idea. This map is not great for cannons in this matchup anyhow. I see Cuddle Bear has adjusted his gateway positioning so that he will have an easier time had his opponent cannon rushed. And yeah, that is the extent of what I have seen Cuddle Bear play for Protoss. I mean, they've both been PvPs, but they've not exactly been the standard games. Like, you would think in PvP, 2-gate cyber before expanding maybe get a tech, like something in that direction. Is like, if you're gonna see 2 games of someone at random, it would probably be those 2 games, but no. Or it would probably be, yeah, just the standard openers. No, I just happened to walk in on oddities. We're gonna get double adepts from both sides. Cuddles are chronoed, so his adepts will get across the map a little bit faster than Jomir's. This means that Jomir has chrono for like something else. Perhaps his warp tech is, yeah, his warp tech is slightly faster. And yeah, it's just trade-offs. Looks like Jomir is going to keep his adepts at home, as I think he saw the adepts with his proxy pylon, which was, or his pylon block, which was cancelled. The adepts are going to shade in, and they will, or shade up, but they will get blocked by the shade until they complete, at which point Cuddle decides to continue to trade. He's going to lose an adept, pick off 2 probes, and then there's still the 4 adepts of Jomir. Jomir is following this up with Phoenix. Does he know Cuddle has Oracle?
Job's done.
He did see the Stargate. Okay. Did Cuddle see the Stargate? He did not. Oh no. Okay, so I don't think Cuddle is going to be very happy with the start of this game in a moment. I think he's currently in the dark as to the fact that his opponent also has a Stargate and is playing the defensive position. He might, well, no, there's already a shield battery, so this one Oracle, the most, I don't think it can get anything done. This is so sad. Well, Cuddle now has to pick a different plan. I think that plan will probably involve a TC. Okay, he's gonna get a Robo first. That's fine. not really sure where he wants to go from here. It's always awkward when you're on Stargate as your opener, and then you just realize you can't keep going Stargate. It just doesn't feel so good. You invested into tech that is not going to pay any dividends. I mean, essentially, this opener, on all accounts, has gone to Jomir. Still trying to get some value done with these Adept Shades, but not really finding well, I say that, and he picks off 4 probes, so I would say that's worth. And he gets to continue his scout. I don't think he'll get another. Yeah, okay. Just gonna lift that. And there is a robo down for Jomir as well, so there's now the Twilight Council and a forge. Alright. 5 Phoenixes going around the map. Jomir asking for a pause. His own Twilight Council is halfway done, whereas Cuddles is nearing completion. Essentially, at this point, Jomir has more map control with the Phoenixes, and Cuddle has some ground tech advantage between the faster Robo and faster TC. His immortal count is going to be a hair over his opponent's, and his... oh boy. I guess it's a good thing he asked for the pause. Oh man. Okay, well. Es no bueno, says Cuddle. Okay. I think they're okay.
Game resumed.
Okay, Zarek is saying that Cuddle has good toss, 5.4k, and that Jomir also is very strong in this particular matchup with a 70% win rate. So, that was really cute. I like that. The double hallucinated Phoenix to tank some shots for his one Phoenix, and it didn't allow the Phoenix to actually do any, like, distinct damage. But what it did is it bought time in the air where Jomir had to respect the possibility of a Phoenix War. And so he backed off, and the Stalkers were able to get into position so that, like, without suffering as many probe losses. Now that he's done that, though, Jomir should be fully aware that there's no actual Phoenix aside from the one that he saw at the end of the hallucination. He gets 4 more probes, but this is like a minute later than 30 seconds to a minute later from earlier. And yeah, this is annoying, but the Stalkers, the Immortals, the Sentries, the Warp Prism, they've all gone across the map, and Cuddle is looking to... Uh-oh. Okay. I don't know. Cuddle is looking to smash into his opponent. It looked like there was some lag. Archons are being morphed. This is going to add some good AoE for this stage of the game and against the potential Phoenix lifts. Trying to poke up this ramp, it looked like there was an opening for like half a second, but I don't know if that opening is here anymore. He's gonna spread out on the low ground. Perhaps he's waiting for Jomare to... Oh no, he's just gonna go up. Getting the force fields and the guardian shield, Cuddle is trying to force the issue. He has a prism juggling, but the Phoenixes come back and they're gonna snipe the prism. There's no more reinforcement potential for this, so what he has here is all Cuddle has to work with, and he's gonna have to recall away. Suddenly, this has gone from a bad position to a worse position, I think, for Cuddle. He is down 6 workers. Yes, he will have an upgrade advantage, I guess, if he starts his +2. No? Okay. Not going to start it. So, okay, there it starts, but, well, Jomare is not starting his, so yeah, he will have a +2 advantage at some point, but how that window may not be very... I thought he was, I don't know, further ahead on his +1, but I guess I didn't see when this forge went down. Anyhow, his lone Phoenix does die, and Cuddle is still down in workers. He's at 44 workers, so I don't know if he intends to make much more than this. He has a Dark Shrine going down. That might get scouted, is the one thing. There is an observer already out. It's kind of over the army. There is not any other detection, so perhaps there's some counter comeback potential in that Dark Shrine. I don't know how he will get DTs onto the other side of the map, and we still have this probe here from Jomare from the beginning of the game. Cuddle is now going to take his 5th and 6th gases. Yeah, both players just playing for the mid-game now. +2 is just about complete for both players, actually. Perhaps Jomare entered more chronos into it. I think he only needed 1 more chrono in order to catch up, because there wasn't a... Oh. Well, this is actually kind of nice for Cuddle. He's now going to see the army positioning as his DTs run in, and there's not going to be anything at home. I think Cuddle is starting to be in a fantastic position to come back in this game. The DTs are going to start to get to work. I think Jomare... Oh, but he has cannons starting to finish up. 1 DT is at the 3rd. There's no detection there yet. A fight is starting. I think this is not the position Cuddle wants to take this fight, though. I think he wanted to be closer to his shield battery. He does actually an okay job kiting back against this, and the charge slots from Jomare were trailing behind quite a bit. 6 probes have fallen to the DTs back on the side of Jomare, but Jomare is pushing his advantage hard as he gets into the 3rd. Probes have been pulled, but they're not very good against Archons. And the DTs on the side of... Wait! There's no observer here! Cuddle! You could have done more! Okay. Well, defensive DTs would have been nice. I think, depending on when there was no observer... I don't think there was an observer here this entire fight. I think Cuddle could have cleaned this entire army with without losing his 3rd. Maybe he would have lost his probe still, but at least he would not have lost his 3rd. So... a little bit unfortunate. Perhaps Cuddlebear expected Jomare to scan his army. In any case, Jomare is in a fantastic position. He is up some nearly double supply of workers. His army is also ahead. There's really nothing to speak of going well for Cuddle anymore. I thought that the way that was looking, I think if he had just stayed at home with his army, warped in some DTs, he holds this attack very easily. The DTs cause panic in the backline for Jomare, and then Cuddle is back in this game. But as it is now, he's setting up for a surround, two-prong. He's going to push with his Immortal Archon towards the natural, opening up for these charge lots to run into the third. I don't think that's going to... yeah, no. That's not happening. He does get the third base. I guess charge lots are very fast. And I suppose that the Nexus was also damaged. So, that is something. It's a very small thing, but it is something. Like, in another circumstance, I would feel better about that. But this is not one of those circumstances. It does buy him some breathing room, and he is going to pull into his natural as the army of Jomare crashes into him. But Jomare is going to abort that and just settle for the contain, as he forced to cancel on this alternate third location. And now the burden returns to Cuddle as it has been throughout the entirety of the game. Charge lots are going to run out. Using the mobility of the new charge lots, gonna try and run past this army. He does hold this watchtower, so he knows that Jomare is not aware of this charge lot force going back. And Cuddle, where are you? No! Oh boy. Well, he's given himself some grief, I think, by running out with that army. I think it didn't need to go out. Had no business being out there, I guess is what I mean to say. Not that he has the map vision that we do. And Jomare is going to take game 2 for TSØP. Oh, there was an observer, but it died to the Archon splash? Okay. So, I guess in that case, he still could have... I still feel that maybe with some defensive DTs, maybe not on the first warp-in, and better army positioning closer to his shield batteries, I think he might have been able to take a better fight. But I don't know what that means he gets to save. I'd have to look at it again, because I felt like the armies were... there wasn't an overwhelming advantage such that it neutralizes defender's advantage, which he gave up his defender's advantage by moving out with his army. And perhaps his formation was poor as he went up the ramp. I didn't catch the entirety of the fight as I was looking at the DTs for a moment, I think. So the way their first engagement happened, I think that would be something to look at again if we were to really unpack that scenario. Alright, looks like TVP is up next, I think. This is going to be on Acropolis. And, where are we here? Okay. Yeah. So, let's see here. Sure, 3DT's behind his warp-in would have been something, right? I don't know what resources he had at the time of the fight. I wasn't watching that either, but there may have been a way for that last. I think that was the final, like, you had all this build up throughout the game, these different things that were going in Jomir's favor, and then at the very end, there was a fight, but the last fight was kind of just closing out. Like, the deciding point of that game was probably that fight over the third. Anyhow. Something looks funny here. I do not know. Huh. Oh. Anyway, spawning in the upper left as the red Terran for Alpha X, it is Hannibal. And in the bottom right, as the blue Protoss for TSØP, it is Sagan. Oh. Okay. This is cute. Hannibal is gonna go for a not proxied, but a fake proxy Rax. He's just building it at his natural. He's taking a second gas, actually, so this sells the idea a little bit more than just, well, maybe it's some Reapers. I don't know what Hannibal intends to do with this exactly. Sagan hasn't seen this yet, I don't think. He's looking everywhere. He's on his scouting algorithm for proxies. He's still going to take a Nexus before his Cyber. Okay. I feel like that's a very strange decision. I feel like if you truly believe that there is a proxy, and you're gonna go through the length of all this scouting, I would think you would want to Cyber expand. But, okay. Still going to... Oh, he does get a second pylon before his second gas, though. So, that's another curious decision. None of this is going to line up. Oh, did he start a Zealot? Is that why? I don't know. I do not know. I don't know what Sagan is thinking. I don't know what his algorithm is, but we're going to see the factory and the tech lab. Perhaps we'll start a CC here. Yep. And I think he intends to float that to the low ground. This is unfortunate. I saw that coming a mile away. I was like, oh, the probe is coming right now. Oh no. This is one of those things that, like, I try to do when I'm playing against weird things from Jaren. It's like, oh, this is my favorite trick. Oh man. Well, I think this opening goes to Sagan. It's not any game-ending damage by any means. It's just, okay, I like this salvage. He's just going to put the tech lab, put the starport on the tech lab, and, oh, well, the adapter's going to see this. Oh no! Oh no. So, we are seeing pylons in positions for shield batteries for Banshees, if that's the way Sagan wants to handle this. He actually has enough warning that he can technically just get 2 observers and with the blink stalkers be okay. Like if the blink stalkers are positioned here, then he just blinks to wherever he sees. Because he does have blink that should be done soon. Well, the first Banshee will be here pretty fast. You know, I'm not so... Oh, there's the shield battery. Okay. And there's the other one. I was like, did he pay attention to his scouting information for a second? Like, for a moment I was like, he should know, but I don't see anything that indicates that. Yeah, he totally... The shield batteries are there. What am I talking about? Banshee is going to try and pick off some probes. It does get 2, as they were not in the shield battery range. But the blink stalkers do get back in time before it collects more than 3 kills. Another Banshee is queued. I feel like there should already be another one somewhere on the map. Perhaps there was a small hiccup in the production. Anyhow. Oh no, it's just at home. He didn't send it out. Got it. Okay. That makes sense. Bringing some SCVs, it looks like he may want to try and build some bunkers. Unfortunately for Hannibal, there is this observer right here. So the blink stalkers are going to move out to chip away at this, as he is aware of the intent. Not seeing the Terran force on the main course, he's going to swing around and pick off the 2 tanks. There is a Banshee, but it cloaks before dying. I don't think Hannibal can go anymore. I think with the loss of those 2 tanks, I think he has to turn around. And it looks like he agrees. At least... Okay, he's gonna get another tank, and then try. That's alright. Almost loses a Cyclone. SCVs are going to repair that. And Scan goes down, picks off the Observer, but loses a Banshee to the Blink Stalkers. Sieging his tanks partially on the ramp. Blink Stalkers do have to back off. gonna inch his way forward. I don't think he can do this. There's Colossus there is a Colossus out. And 2 shield batteries at the natural as well. So, okay, he's gonna inch his next tank up. And then start the bunker there. I guess he has some room to pressure. I feel like he needs to drop a third. Oh gosh, this is so many stalkers. Yeah, I just don't feel like... After losing those 2 tanks, I don't think this push was going to work. Sagan just had so much scouting information throughout the course of the game and matched Hannibal at every turn. So really well played. Yeah, it's a little bit unfortunate. Alrighty. What is the next one? A TVZ. Should be on Ephemeron. Okay. Yeah, I think I feel like after losing those first 2 tanks, Hannibal needed to take a third in transition. I think once he joined with the other tank and decided to keep going, there was no transition anymore. Like, the window to transition had closed very quickly. I think the other issue, though, is, like, that observer. Made it very difficult for anyone to... But like, the observer made it very easy for Sagan to make the correct decisions, being over the ramp there. But it also meant that, like, there wasn't really anywhere that Hannibal could go, and that Sagan would be unawares, right? I am confused. What is happening here? Oh, I see. They're having some server, sub-server unclarity. Anyway. Looks like the players are ready and the server has been clarified. They know what they're supposed to do, I hope. This is the advantage of just casting and not having to also be the team captain. I get to just watch them. Oh. Have their settle whatever confusion, disagreement may happen, and talk to you guys. I have no idea. I'm lost. Someone said wait, someone said go, now they're going. I don't know if the person that said wait ever said that it was okay to go, and I don't know if that person actually needs waiting for, because they're not playing. Oh man. Anyhow! We're gonna have a ZVT on Ephemeron. Like, I understand the whole frustrations behind all these other... like, you want the best for your players to be able to perform, and there are rules and regulations to ensure fairness. It's just funny. Anyhow, spawning in the... we may have to remake. I'm not certain. Okay, we're remaking. I didn't even get through intros. There were hiccups. We'll have to try this again. One second. I'm looking to see who's creating the lobby. I do not know. Anyway. I guess they'll figure it out, and I'll get an invite, or I'll piggyback in something. Oh, I guess I'm just gonna do one of these. Okay. Thank you, Zarek, for clarifying in chat for everyone involved. I just didn't feel like it was my place to explain the entirety of what was going on, as there were other things besides this one. There was also the Triton game, I think, which I followed both sides of what was, like, it all made sense, the stance you were taking. I just figured they can ask you if they really need to. Anyhow, we are going to load back in, and hopefully they have loaded the correct server. And yeah. Okay. I trust this is the correct server. So, spawning in the bottom right as the green Zerg for Alpha X for the spiders, it is Ravage. And to the upper left as the blue Protoss, as the blue Terran for TSØP, it is Crown. Anyhow, standard openers on both sides. I'm just testing some things. Yeah, perfectly standard. SUV scout sees the hatch. Yeah. Factory is going down, Reaper has gone out, second gas for Crown. Reaper is here to be annoying. Third has gone down for Ravage, so quick third, well, slightly quick third. Queen is out now. This engagement feels like, I feel like either the Reaper, I don't know. Something about it felt a little bit weird, but I can't put my finger on why. I don't know. Anyhow, no harm done to either player. And I believe that is a pneumatized carapace. Starting for Ravage. Hellions are here. Ravage is getting his pneumatized carapace now. And Overlords are go for launch. Oh, thank you, Zarek. I forgot. Fortunately, you guys haven't missed anything. Third base has started for Crown, and Reaper and Hellions are poking the third. Oh my goodness. I didn't even know the buffalo was watching. Ah! Hellions have moved over here. They are on the edge of the creep, so the Lings are going to make a go for it, but that's not happening. And we do see that battlecruiser production has begun. Okay, he did see the fusion core. Cool. I figured he did, but... So, for those of you that watched last time these two teams faced off, not these specific teams, but TSØP and Alpha X, it just wasn't this division. In the amateur division, there was actually a very similar game to this, where the Zerg player was fighting against a BC opener of near identical form, if not identical form, and did not get the scouting information, so was not able to produce queens. Despite that, it looks like still losing number of drones at the third base to the Hellions as the battlecruiser distracted the queens from the other threat, as it were. And so Ravage does lose 13 drones. He's gonna start his Spire. Is that what this is? Yes, okay. I'm not going crazy. I mean, not any... I'm not imagining things. Battlecruiser gets its Yamato off. I think it has to just run away now. I don't think it can come back in. It's pretty well neutralized. Hellions are running up into the natural... Okay, just gonna clear some creep. Fine. Queens are going to deter them. Battlecruiser is here. There it is. Yamatoing down the Spore Crawler. Queens in position. Hellions are thinking about another run-in, but there are Lings this time. The battlecruiser from before is going to step back in, even though it is still on pretty low health. The Hellions are back in the mineral line, but Roaches are out now. They're going to clog this up after 15 more drones have fallen. So Scouting Vision has allowed Ravage to get the drone production up a little bit more, but I think Crown is still able to make something of this if we're comparing this against Sigil versus whoever their Terran was yesterday. Moro. On, what was it? Disco Bloodbath. Very similar builds on both sides to that game, so it's an interesting exercise in scouting information and what impact does it have exactly. Now granted, these are also different players on both sides. The Terran might be a little bit more prepared to deal with being scouted, and the Zerg is also just a different Zerg, so their responses and whatnot, decision making is different, control is different. I think when also the map was a lot easier for the Queens to block both the third and the natural on Disco versus Ephemeron. The distance from the third to the natural is a little bit... this is a rough push. There is some Roach Ravager and even Banes being morphed behind this, but The tank line has already started to encroach on this choke, and I don't feel too good about this. This is a... Well, he actually does clean this up with the flank from behind. He gets rid of the tank line. He's still gonna lose 20 drones, and there's still battle cruisers. And this third might fall. He has energy for a transfuse. There it goes. There goes another. The battle cruiser is still putting in a lot of work. I don't think he's going to save it! No! And it blinks away. Plink! Okay. Well, this is not good for Ravage. Battle cruisers are still very scary, even when you know they are coming, apparently. Three more command centers going down, as the Terran is already on 4 bases. Ravage is taking a 5th base now, as his 3rd has finished remaking. I don't know what Ravage is going to do here. I feel like this is just like... I liked some of the ideas as to what he was doing, but then the map kind of made it awkward for him to defend the 2 different locations, and then it happened not once but twice, and yeah. I think you lose 13, 15 drones on 2 occasions in the mid-game. It's not good. Yeah, just not what you're looking for. Okay, this has to be given up, cancelled, otherwise abandoned. Corruptors are out now, so that's something. Ravagers are filing, but the interference matrix, or not the interference matrix, the anti-armor missile is going to make short work of all of this, and Ravage is going to have to tap out. Meaning Crown will take the series for TSØP. Alright, well that, I believe that concludes this ATL match. Thank you all for stopping by. And I will see you guys next time.
Nuclear missile ready.